What is going on, Warriors? It is your boy Shin Ryu, and it is time for another Street Fighter Duel video. We're almost here, guys. It's almost time for Trendy Akuma's reveal, as we already know what he's going to be called. The update notes actually just came up earlier today, or what I said yesterday, because we're pretty much past 12 a.m. as I'm recording this. But we're going to be doing some quick discussions prior to the eventual unveiling of the event itself. Okay, so I just have a few things that we're going to be going through around here, and then we're going to be trying to wrap things up as quickly as possible with a few other thoughts that I've had across the week leading up to today's event. Okay, as you can see here, the update notes dropped earlier yesterday. I already saw all that. Busy day for me. But now we're here, and here are the changes that sort of have been brought in here. Okay, so obviously it's confirmed now. Kind of had an idea because they said something about a trendy character. If you look at the Monastic style here, so Trendy Fighter begins, and as you can see, this date. So we already kind of knew what's trendy, but you always still don't want to rule out him being called Fashion Akuma, but it is Trendy Akuma as it's officially confirmed. And as we know, his limited trial is going to be coming along with the character in just a few hours. Okay, next in as well, which is the one thing I'm actually really interested in, ironically, as hard as it is to get this sort of stuff, is the EX move for Trendy Akuma. All right, this is something that I expect to be a little bit different, but the one thing I'm thinking about first of all is, if you guys know, we have Akuma and then we have Oni, right? They're supposed to be one and the same character, but in different evolution state, right? So I'm trying to confirm something real quick here before I actually go deeper into what I want to just go about. Is does Oni's? I don't think so. Does Oni have resonance? So Oni just has a resonance with Oni, right? And of course, Akuma has a resonance with Akuma, right? But then again, as we know, this is under Akuma and this is the same character, just a different, costume. Do we have any character prior to this? Gal will be one, but Gal never had, as you guys know, an original resonance. So you can see that this new Gal obviously has the compatibility with the old ones because it's just a custom version. So would this mean that we're going to have Akuma having resonances with two different kind of cards? Because that's going to also be another influence as to the EX move when it comes to that. And of course, we have to understand what the mechanic of this new Akuma is going to be about. I have seen a bit of his move list in the way the guy operates, at least basically in the CN version. But we know that they do tend to do some moderations, but typically the animation tends to be the same. That doesn't tend to change. And if you understand the concept of the character, it can sort of give you an idea of how the EX move is going to work out. So for now, I know I don't have anything to speculate about, but we should be seeing that shortly. But I'm totally interested to see how that new EX move works. If it's going to be the new sort of there isn't really a matter when it comes to EX move per se, but there are some really good EX moves and there are bad ones. And when I mean bad ones, I'm never going to stop mentioning this. This was a real screw job here. This is one of the worst EX moves that's ever been released. They made it for my boy, and it's kind of like conflicting because the character is so good, but the EX is not worth investing in. So it's kind of tough that you either have to choose to sacrifice to get this third, skill that is unique to every you, or you kind of like just ditch and just hope for shards to come along the way, which is kind of what I'm doing. I'm kind of working on shards as I pull other EX move. The shard occasionally drops, and hopefully eventually we'll rise up to 3 stars. But that's going to be a long time coming because you know how hard that is. But those are certain things that I'm sort of interested in when it comes to the character coming out. Of course, the main thing now is that it's been confirmed as February 21 being the anniversary date itself. So there you go. You can see there's a 28-day warm-up. If you do the calculations, you see that it ends on a Wednesday, 4 weeks from next week, so 5 weeks from now, obviously. So just a little over a month in terms of period, but by next month we should be having the stuff coming through. So the warm-up should pretty much be something like something similar to the half anniversary, where you kind of start to fulfill whether it's going to be an attendance based stuff or whatever, and you start picking up different whatever to get some sort of free character that's going to pop up. And we're hoping that this time around they are nice enough to give us some of these master slash inferno characters that are either lacking that we do need, or at least because honestly, it's going to be tough to have one of these regular characters that is still available, because if the character is indeed good, chances are that most of you would have gone into the choice recruit to actually try to select a character and you know sort of farm for the character. I am one of those who are not like that. I just finally got my uh is it Fire Aiden or Flame Aiden? Let's try and confirm name. Fire Aiden to triple S, and the reason how I was able to do it was I had to go into the exchange tent, and for the first time in a long time, I actually went for the character himself. Went for two pieces of the character. Where is it? Yeah, went for two pieces of the character. As you can see, there's a limit of four. I went for two of it, and this is something I actually have no regrets on, because if I look at the other options that I have, I was a bit conflicted with the fate gems. However, I did go for the max when it came to the experience, right? And not only that, if you look at some of the other things, I got my stuff that I wanted here for the factional invitation draft, but every other stuff I don't really care about. Arcade coins, you need maximum 30 to sort of guarantee one, sometimes two, but typically useless characters, so not really bothered by that. And at this point in time, when you are this far, T2 gems don't become super, they don't become super important. When I mean super important, like they're not valuable, but they're easily accessible. Like you're gonna have the guild shop generating some of them every other day, and you're probably gonna find yourself with enough of this to sort of like pick one, at least maximum two, at least minimum two every week if you're very, very active. So it's not really a bother for me with regards to the T2s, and of course T1s are definitely like a no-go. That's a waste of your investment at this point in time. And the one thing that would have been very, very important, obviously, would have been the boost stones as well. But with the boost stones, I have my primary characters, my primary unit who I care about. For the others, I've sort of like been a bit, skeptical how to push, where to push. But as soon as I get Ivory to 40, he's going to be the only one I'm going to get 40 for the time being. Then we can now start thinking about some of the other characters and start pushing them up to 30 if they do need it, or because obviously that's where the major boost stones actually do come in. But you can see here with my Ivory right now, I do have them on 35, 5 more to go, and then we should be pretty much done. Of course, it doesn't sound as easy as it is, but we keep on grinding. That's the way it is for F2P. What else do we have in here? I think there are other things that we're kind of like, interesting as well. So as you know, all this other stuff we're going to be having Lucky Treasure along with the Akuma event and a couple other stuff afterwards, the usual, stuff that tend to like tag along with it. So all cool, no rosy, no complaints there at all. Draft mode, one of the easiest ways for you to get your arcade coins, minimum, I believe, you should be able to rack up 10 in the minimum, but that's about it on that front there. Now, I'm sure you guys have been wondering what I've actually done with regards to my divination here. I don't know if you guys remember, I had quite a lot of divination tickets. I think I was in 160 something at the time, and don't let this 75 fool you. I eventually decided to pull for Balrog. I told myself I was going to pull up to A+, all right? That's what I told myself. But man, I pulled roughly about 85 divination tickets or thereabout. I pulled a minimum 85 divination tickets. That's what I had to pull to get the second one. And I actually told myself I was going to stop when I hit 70 for divination tickets that were left. But when I got 70, I only had one, and it made absolutely no sense. And I figured, you know what, I could still risk it, because if I push a little bit further, then I could at least get 10 divinations back. Where is it? Yeah, get 10 divinations back. So I pushed, I believe it was like for 2 more, and or was it just 1 more? I can't remember what it was, but I was able to like finally get a second copy of Balrog, and I'll just say I wanted to just have a copy of the character to just start with, just to have my 4 kings line up, just for sentimental reasons, as well as the fact that if you think about it, it really is cheap, right? But not only is it a good opportunity for you to sort of like get some of this other whatever stuff good is over there, which honestly, when you start pulling it, you really not really care about those things. You just care about the character. But more importantly, that I feel like that invincible PD that might actually exist, especially one that leads towards this 30k gems, will be getting a few steps closer to that particular you know you know points that might actually exist, if any. Otherwise, you know what, it was just sort of like, you know what, it's 50%. I don't have to go ham on it, but I wanted to at least try it out, so I did go a little bit there. And so Balrog I have on A plus. So that's pretty much with regards to that there. And of course, even worse still when it comes to the special summon tickets. All right, and if we go over to special summon tickets right here, I've put up to 60. And I still haven't had my final copy of Gokin because I only need one more minimum. Of course, if I get two, that'll be quite amazing because that means I won't have to use my chaotic starlight. And show you how committed I am to it. I did grab one of my chaotic starlights and I added it to the one copy that I had to get into A plus. Hopefully that will sort of change the fate of this stuff because it's really been crazy that it just not popped up. And of course, in the middle of that, I have 3 chaotic starlights still because I finally was able to complete the of course, 70 of the monastic style. You get an extra free chaotic starlight there. So it is pretty decent actually. It's pretty decent what they're doing with the chaotic starlight. Of course, they're scarce, but they are sort of like available. And if we want to be honest, I believe we've had at least up to 7 of them, if not more, that has been given for free. So kudos to the devs on that front there. Of course, we want it to be more accessible. We want this we want to have at least a PD, even if it's like a PD of 5, right? If it's a PD of 5, even 6, like if they go the same way as EX moves, at least you become confident you're going to have 1 for sure if it doesn't just go through as often as you would like. But the thing about the PD being that is that when you do get that number, right? So if you do get the 6th number, just like with the cars and every other thing in between, or like the regular 3 PR, the triple rule for regular summons, is that once you finally know that number, you might just find yourself not getting anything until you hit 6. So maybe that's why sometimes having that sort of like guaranteed whatever, unless it's a low number like 3 PR, isn't such a bad idea. Because with the garage, it really is as large as 6, and that means that you are, once you get 6 and you hit it on 6, you find yourself making 6 pulls to get it. Except what, the good thing is that it is really accessible, the garage gems that you do get to pull it. So we're going to go right over to see if we actually do have enough to do a certain pull in the garage. I'm not sure we do. Oh, actually we do. We have 18k. So as you can see here, I can't remember what I pulled last time, but I think I pulled almost immediately. So there's a huge chance I have to go for 6 pulls, which is not, they're going to be nice if that's how you want to go with the special summons and admission tickets. You want to hope that things just kind of like are really random and you kind of pull. So I guess some of the safest ways is just make sure you have enough gems. It doesn't guarantee anything, as you can see. Like I said, for 60 special summon pulls, 20 on the first, 30 on the first attempt. 10 on, was it 20 on the first attempt? 30 on the second attempt, and I think 10 on the last one, or something there about. But yeah, something really nasty. So I'll just go right here and just see if I can get like a new car, actually one that would be required for Aiden to pull his massive moves. So there we go. Right now, the best that could happen is actually just getting 3 at once. That's where it can actually be all nice there, because with 3, I've never gotten 3 at once before, but 2 at once would be bad either. Get 2 different cards. But as you can see, so far we only have no special pulls yet. This is the 3rd attempt here. Like I said, when it comes to having a specific pity in there, and the pity is large, you're going to find yourself making almost all pulls in order to pull the car. So this is our 4th attempt right now. As you can see, we know for sure we're not going to go beyond 6. So it could be next, or it would definitely be the last one. But this is typically where the fear is if you are hoping for a PD that is as large. As you can see here, this is going to maximize the entire 6 PR. All right, we know the next one is going to be definitely a car. I just hope that we do have 3 cars from this. So, and there we go with the purple one there. There is a pity in this, but if you try to think about it, if we have something like this in special summon tickets, it will really be tough, right? Especially when you can end up getting just 1 copy after pulling all 6, right? Of course, it means you just have to have 6 if you have 1 specific copy. So there's a case of at least it's safe, but at the same time, because you can actually pull like 80 and have nothing, right? So like we have 60 pulls right now currently. It was like 6 PR for special summons, of course I'll be a guaranteed one, and that means I would have had Goken, you know, and maybe some other characters, but at the same time, the character will sort of have that back-to-back pull or something more frequent, or within maybe like a 12, pull, you have at least 4 or 5. You won't be able to have that because you'll be limited to 2. It's 12 pulls, right? So let's see who's getting this. So it's Zangief here. All right, gonna go right ahead and get another, another chest here. I am actually thinking right now that is it time for me to start investing in every you with regards to each of these ones here? Do I only let every you get whatever chest that comes out here, or do I just put every you in the lineup, and then if he gets his own whatever, then he's definitely consuming it for sure? But I actually would leave somebody out, so I will probably do that once we have it, when I'm not super desperate with the other cards that are available. But let's go right ahead and let's get Zangief to hopefully his 3rd star. I'm hoping that's what it is. I know I don't have much on him. Okay, yeah, we're right. So it's actually his 3rd star. So going to change this, and finally, boom, we have 1 star on the character. So that's good. And this scar here, right, star, no scar. While my armor is active, the fighter unleashes banishing flat for every 16 hits they take. This is considered a trigger skill. Actually, we need the 2 stars. This nullifying of passives is what makes Zangief a real G, and we're gonna need that for sure. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on here right now. It's pretty much BAU as usual in the Strata Universe world, waiting to see what is going to be unleashed with regards to Akuma. We should be getting shut down for maintenance in probably the next 43 minutes or so, I think. Yep, 43 minutes or so. Should be getting ready for that's on like shutdown there. That's 47 or 46 minutes. So we should be getting ready to be shut down, and see whatever comes up. Am I excited about the event itself? I think it's gonna be generic, facing the boss, whatever kind of stuff. Will I be motivated to actually try and face bosses? I would say probably not. And otherwise, that's pretty much it for me, guys. I will be releasing another video soon. This is to address something else, obviously not related to the game. And we're going to be talking about that shortly, and hopefully it is something that you guys actually like as well. But otherwise, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Your subscriptions are very, very much dear to me. Thanks for the likes, thanks for the subscriptions as well, because they are been coming. Thanks for also the comments as well. You guys excited for tomorrow, or rather for next couple of hours if you guys are not asleep? Otherwise, I'm sure by the time you guys watch this video, if you're asleep already, you probably already see what Akuma is all about. Maybe we're hyped. Hopefully it's going to be a character we're hyped about. Of course, that also means we're going to have to want the character. That means we're going to have to prioritize. For me, when it comes to the characters that is left, let's go over to the draw, special summons. We're still 1 short of our Goken to get out of here. Otherwise, we pretty much have Oni and Akuma left. Now, if Fashion Akuma is super dope, like dope to the point that I have to be like, you're probably going to take regular Akuma's place, then Akuma might still be stuck on SS for a bit. We're going to see how that works out for sure. But otherwise, that's pretty much it for me, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.